Hi everyone, and welcome to the Pearly Cute channel. Amazing. I'm in a different place. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh, wow. Wow. So I'm gonna see how the audio quality is. My microphone's actually a little bit further away from me today and out of shot. Oh my gosh. So yeah, got a little bit bored with the old setup, decided to make a new setup. So I was lucky enough for the brand YOUVIMI to reach out to me and offer to send me some wigs for free in exchange for a review of the wigs. And they were really kind. They gave me $250 worth of store credit for me to go through and pick any wigs that I wanted to. And I originally picked 7, but one of them didn't get sent, and I really don't care because they're free wigs. I was very greedy. So I have 6 wigs, but I thought that instead of just doing a review video, I could combine the video and make the video more to do about wearing wigs in Lolita. So I don't know how it is nowadays, but when I got into the fashion, I believed truly and with all of my heart that in order to wear Lolita fashion, you had to wear a wig. Now the reason for this is to do with the OTT suite trend in the early 2010s. This was around the time that wigs started to become popular in Lolita, and because everyone was wearing like their bright coloured, multicolored wigs with Sweet Lolita, it was kind of seen as a necessity to wear that style. And that trend affected the other sub-styles of Lolita, and so it became this thing where you had to wear a wig when you wore Lolita. Like that was just it, that was the standard. It was a stupid standard, kind of like no knees in Lolita. It was a wild time to be part of the Lolita community. You think there's a lot of rules now? You think there's a lot of rules now? You know nothing. So the first time I ever wore Lolita out to a meetup, I wore a wig. So split wigs were super popular, as well as twin tail wigs, and split wigs tended to be twin tail wigs. Nowadays split wigs tend to be more this style, so they don't have like the big puffy twin tails on them. They're just like kind of wavy or straight wigs with a split in them, and are more kind of related to e-girls and like that kind of Western alternative rather than Japanese alternative. So wigs were extremely popular back then, but there were quite a few prominent Western Lolita wig companies because this was a Western standard. Wigs were not a Japanese standard. It wasn't normal in Japanese Lolita fashion, only in Western Lolita fashion because we're idiots. Again, this was a wild time, and yes, having your hair out was a reason to get concrete. The amount of times that I saw people during this time who just had their normal hair out get criticised for having hair was too high. Casual Lolita might as well be normie fashion. Am I right? I'm always right. So having your hair out was just another way of getting into the ether thread on CGL, and obviously you wanted to avoid that, so wigs were so necessary. So anyway, the community started to relax a little bit, and a lot of people became way more accepting towards natural hair in Lolita. So personally, as I have gone through Lolita, I have found less and less reason to wear a wig, apart from the one reason I want to, and I genuinely think I've gotten to a very healthy place when it comes to wigs. I think I was in quite an unhealthy place before, but I'm basically just telling you all this because I think still people come into the fashion and we do talk about wigs, and for a lot of people, obviously if you are black this is not the case, but if you are white or Asian as well, I think wigs is a very new concept to you, you know. Wigs are something that you only wear with costumes and not really as a daily item. So hearing that people wear wigs with Lolita, I don't know, for me personally, I think I just thought, oh, well, you know, that makes sense. It's an over-the-top fashion, so we've got to be as over-the-top as possible. And also you want to dive into everything. You want to do as much as possible. You want to have the full Lolita experience, but it's not always necessary. Get to know your hair, get to know how to style your hair, wear wigs when you want to, but don't rely on them, is basically what I'm trying to say. So, what times can you wear a wig? Honestly, it's a question that I can't actually answer for you. I think it is really personal to each person. And as I said, I am pulling away from wearing wigs as often now. And I can only really see myself wearing wigs for photo shoots, large events and meetups, things where I do want to wear a very OTT style. And I will try and stay away from wearing wigs when it's 30 plus degrees outside. Not when I'm wearing it casually or just going out shopping for a day. I want to be as comfortable as possible during those times. So if I were you, I would just play around with it and see when you want to wear a wig, when you don't want to wear a wig, when it feels okay, when it doesn't feel okay, when it kind of gets in your way. Sometimes the wig can just get in your way, it can get into your face, it can just be a massive nuisance. So play around with it, see when you like it, when you don't like it. If you are wearing a wig to a meet-up or an event, then I would suggest bringing a few things with you. Number one, some painkillers, because sometimes a wig can just be too tight on your head. So bring some paracetamol just in case you do get a headache so that you can get rid of that headache. And then you can carry on being the wonderful person you are. Also, don't forget to bring a wig brush and a mirror. You might need to brush out your wig, and you will need to see that your wig looks fine. I mean, people usually take mirrors anyway, so just a little compact, it's good. Then also a hair clip and a scrunchie, or one or the other. Again, sometimes your wig can just get in the way of what you're doing, so you might just want to tie it up and have it behind you. Also, just remember these wigs tend to be synthetic, and synthetic wigs are going to be extremely hot on the back of your neck, hotter than a human hair wig, as synthetic wig is going to trap heat more. So again, you might just want to tie up your hair off of your neck if you're getting hot. So something that is as equally as important as styling your wig, styling your own hair under your wig is very, 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 very important. I can't stress enough how important it is. I've seen so many people, usually, to be fair, it's like their first time wearing a wig and they haven't quite figured out how to wear a wig or what they need to do with their own hair. And so they'll be walking around and you'll see tufts of their own hair coming out, or you'll see the hooks at the back of the wig hanging down, or the wig will have slipped back a little bit, or it will be bumpy in places, or they'll have their whole ponytail sticking out the back of the wig. So it's really important to figure out how to style your hair so that your wig stays in place, it's not lumpy anywhere, your real hair doesn't show through, so that you can look good all day. So the way you style your hair underneath your wig depends on a few different things. It really depends on your hair texture, the thickness of your hair, and the length of your hair. If you've got super short hair, then you've got nothing to do. You're good. You could just slap on a wig. Easy peasy for you. But if you have long hair or thick hair or very curly hair, then you might have to do some things with your hair. Quite a lot of people who have very silky straight hair can get away with just tying it back, putting the ponytail up on their head and putting a wig cap on top of that. So if that works for you, but if you have very thick, very curly, very long hair, then it might be quite hard to put your hair up without it like sticking out or without there being like lumps and bumps. So the way that I combat this is by plaiting my hair, either by doing cane rows, so lots of little plaits down the back of my head, or I can just French braid my hair. Just do 2 French braids, have them down the back of my head. And then what I would do with those is I would put them back up on my head, lay them as flat as possible and pin them in place so that they are not moving and everything as tight to my head as possible. It's really important that if you have very curly hair like mine, you've seen my hair, if it's very, very thick, very, very curly, kind of 3 maybe B to 4C hair, then you will need to plait it down against your scalp. So just be really, really cautious about that. Make sure that your hair is as against your scalp as possible so that it looks like you've got no hair. So as soon as you take your wig out of the bag, it needs to be either brushed out or shaken out. You also need a light wig cap for your light wigs, and then dark wigs like your dark browns, your blacks, your dark blues need a dark wig cap underneath. And what this is going to do is it is going to stop the wig cap from being visible. The great thing about wig caps as well is that they are usually put in with the wigs. You usually get a wig cap with your wig, and if you don't, or if you get the wrong color wig cap, then they only are like £1 to buy. They're very, very cheap. You also need to cut and style your fringe. Remember that that wig is kind of a factory standard, and therefore the fringe might be super long or just very like unstyled and very choppy or weirdly shaped, and so it does need to be cut and styled. Usually when you get a wig, the fringe is very, very flat. So I like to get a curler, and I like to put the curler in the fringe, curl it around, get a blow dryer, blow dry it for maybe 30 seconds, then leave it in there for maybe another 2 minutes to cool down, take it out, and you get a little bit of curl. Not a lot, just a little bit, but it stops it from being completely flat against your head, which in my opinion doesn't look so good. It kind of looks like your fringe has gotten stuck to your forehead and you're quite like sweaty. But there's a few different ways that you can get that fringe to curl, but it's very important that you cut it and style it, or you style it first, get that curl, and then cut it afterwards. So those are some of my tips, and I hope they help. So let's move on to the YOUVIMI review. So if you don't know about YOUVIMI, they operate very similarly to Devil Inspired, and I'm sure a lot of you know about Devil Inspired because people like Law have reviewed them quite a few times. So when I say operate, I mean that they both resell from China. And YOUVIMI have been kind enough to give me a discount code for you guys. So if you want to buy through YOUVIMI, you can use the discount code PEARLYCUTE to get 10% off. So as I said before, YOUVIMI sent me 6 wigs to review. Now 2 of these wigs I'm not actually keeping, they're for my sister. 6 wigs was just far too much for me. And so I offered to get some for my sister, but obviously I will still review them here. So there are 2 wigs that probably still are kind of my style. I'd still wear them, but they're not really for me. With the 4 wigs that I'm keeping, I wanted to get something that I hadn't worn before. Obviously, these wigs were coming to me for free. I didn't have to pay for them. And I've always been quite scared to buy wigs in these colours, even though I've been extremely intrigued. But I've been scared to buy them because I didn't want to waste my money on something that I would never wear. I have faith that they will look decent on me. I'm scared though, I am scared. So everyone, hit that subscribe button to make me feel courageous. Let's do it. I feel like I've stalled long enough though, so let's get into this. So all YOUVIMI wigs are packed separately, but also then packed together in a bigger bag. So there's 2 wigs in each bag. But then inside the big bag, there's a little bag which has the wig in each of them. And then they've also included a wig cap with each wig. So here is the first wig. Doesn't it look great? She looks red. This is one of my sister's wigs. I am not keeping this wig, but I am very intrigued what it's going to look like. It looks really red in the camera, but in real life it looks a bit more orangey. I really like this colour. It's definitely going to be one I'm going to have to steal off her, I'm not going to lie. It's just a short bob wig. Oh my gosh, it's gonna look so, okay, I actually can't wait. So this one didn't have a length on the website, but I'm gonna say it's maybe 25-30 centimeters long. So without further ado, let's try on the wig. Let's try it on, let's try it on. The wig cap itself comes in a standard size, and your head may be number 1 too big for it, which means you can't wear that wig. I don't really think that happens that often, but usually it's gonna be too big. And so that is where these hooks come into play. I have hooked the hooks onto this little, like, I don't really know what to call it, like a material thing that has little like pockets. So they have little holes to hook them in, and you can hook them in to the holes which will then make the wig comfortable for your head. I tend to find that around here is most comfortable for me, but play around with it. There are holes going all the way out here, and then they go in, and then sometimes if that's not even good enough, you could just hook the 2 hooks together. I do that sometimes, but you need to make sure that you've hooked the hooks somewhere at least so that they don't pop through the wig and show through the wig. I know I'm looking a bit like Ronald McDonald on camera, but it doesn't look like that in real life. I don't know why it's so red on camera. It's more orangey off camera. I will try and get a picture of it, and if I can get a good picture of it, I will put it here. But it's a very like kind of autumn orangey kind of colour. This wig would definitely need some styling, but it's really cute. I mean, they will all need styling. I hope you can see what it looks like straight out of the packet. I'm gonna try and simulate what it will look like with a bit more fullness, but imagine it more like this. Can you see? It looks better. It looks so much better. Here, maybe just get rid of some of the volume. So we'd cut a bit of that off so that it's nice and full at the back, but a bit wispy at the front. Boom, she's gorgeous. But I really like this wig. I think it's really soft, number one. It's really lovely and bouncy as well. It's really, really nice. I like short wigs as well because I feel like they aren't going to tangle as much. It just looks so red. Can I like, nope, it's so red in the camera. My word, it's actually so much more orange in real life. So here's my sister's other wig. So this wig I just took out and I found out that it's got these little clips in. I'm not really a big fan of them, I'm not gonna lie. I might take them out, but they are good for gripping them to your head. They're going to stay in if you've put those on. Oh, I like this wig. Ooh. This wig is really cute, but the fringe definitely needs a little bit of work on it. It's a bit like in the center. So yeah, I just do a bit of work. I'd probably actually cut a little bit more hair into the fringe so that this, instead of hanging down this side, could go over this side and then like close up a little bit here. Oh, wait a second. There's more hair. I look like Hermione. Oh my gosh, I look like Hermione Granger. I do like it though. I really like this wig. I feel like it looks very different to my other brown wig. Isn't that strange? I feel like it makes my face look very different to my other brown wig. Now, I was not expecting that with this wig because I have a lot of brown wigs. I was expecting it to be very similar to my other brown wigs, but I feel like it is very, very different. It's really different. It's got a really nice vibe to it. I really like this wig. I'm definitely gonna have to like steal this from my sister and wear it a few times because it's super cute. Oh my gosh, who am I? All of these wigs are linked down below if you want to purchase. So both of these wigs are blue and pink split wigs, but one is short and the other is long. So let's have a look at the short one first. Oh. So I picked out some gradient wigs that actually started off dark and went to light because my skin is dark and therefore a gradient from dark to light is going to look better with my skin tone than just a stark light to light. It also is going to look more natural. If you stick to gradient wigs like this, they tend to look a little bit more natural. Though to be fair, it's a very weird brown, so I don't know how natural it's going to look. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I don't know if I like this. It's so short, I feel a bit like Edna Mode. The fringe is also very short. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a short fringe. I don't know how to feel about this wig. It's definitely cuter with this head bow on. It's not that it's not a cute wig, I just don't know if it really suits me. I don't know if light colours are my thing. This is so weird. It's just so short that I'm worrying that my hair is visible at the back. Is it visible at the back? I think it is visible at the back. I can really feel it at the back. It says it's 25 centimeters, but this is not 25 centimeters. It's more like 20 centimeters. Yeah, 25 would be like that. It's more like 20 centimeters, I would say. It's just a very short wig, but it is very cute. I'm just a bit hesitant about the color. I don't really know if I like pastels on me. I'm not used to it. I'm really not used to it. So the next wig is in the same two colors. It's still pink and blue split wig, but this is a longer wig. The top of the wig is actually darker than this one. This one is a lot lighter at the top. This one's a lot darker. I'm not sure which one I like more. I actually think I might like this lighter one. I didn't like this lighter one more before. I didn't really think it would look good, but now that I'm looking at it in comparison to this dark one, I think I like this one better. Whew, this wig shed a lot. brush through it and it's just shed so much. Again, as you can see, this wig needs a serious style, and I'm not sure if I like this black. I think the brown looks a lot more natural than this one does. This one just looks a bit jarring in a way, like two different wigs kind of stuck together. This is still shedding a lot, this wig. I don't think I've actually ever had a wig that just continuously sheds all the time. So I tend to find that with wigs that shed a lot at the beginning, they stop shedding. It doesn't bother me too much. It's just a bit annoying at first, like it's all in my face. But look, with a bit of tussling, it looks better already. I just gotta... I'm still not 100% sold on the black to pastel gradient. I still think it's a little bit jarring, but with the head bow on, it does look a little bit better. I feel a little bit Venus Angelic in this wig, a little bit Living Doll in this wig. I don't really like it super duper a lot. So this looks a little bit better. And this is probably how I would wear it. Again, it's just shedding so much, so I will see if it's wearable. Honestly, I'm not even sure if it is, but in plaits it's definitely a lot cuter. I really like it like this. This is cute. Let's move on to the next wig. Ooh, this one has shed a lot as well. This one has really shed a lot. It's cute though. Oh my gosh. So this one feels a little bit fuller than the last two that I tried on, but it's also shedding a lot. I wasn't expecting to like blonde, I'm not gonna lie, but I think it looks really cute. Oh my gosh, I look really cute. It's actually not that bad anymore. I think it was just a lot of shed at the beginning, but it seems to not be shedding that much anymore, so that's quite good. It's really fluffy, it's really cute. I could do my hair in so many styles, up like this, all the way up, into low pigtails. I'm my biggest fan right now, my word. So there's loads of ways that this wig can be styled, and I love it. I love this wig. I love it. So we've only got one more wig to try on, and this is a dark wig, but it's not actually my standard brown wig. I've gone for a fully black wig. Much like with every other wig, I'm a little bit concerned about this wig because I don't know how a stark black wig is going to look against my skin. So this is a super like ringlet curly wig. It's got a lot of ringlet curls in it, and I saw it and I thought, this is so Lolita, I have to buy it. Like, oh my gosh, it's so dark. I don't like this one as much, you know. I think it really drowns out my facial features. I think instead of highlighting them, instead of highlighting my face, it kind of drowns my face out a little bit. It's too dark against my skin. I think the only way that this one would look good is if I did really heavy, like dark eye makeup with it so that my eyes stood out a lot as well. I do just feel like my features are kind of drowning in a sea of black. So the blonde one is the only one that I really like. I'm a bit upset really. To be fair, I like that first wig as well. I like the colours. I like the brown to the pink and blue gradient on that first very short wig. The only problem I have with that is that it's very short, very thin. But I do like the colours and I do think it looks quite nice. And the thing that I don't like about the second wig is that black. I don't like that black into the pastels, and here I just don't really like the black. Maybe it was just that initial shock. But I have to say, the more that I am wearing this, the more that I am warming up to it. But also, the more that I'm wearing this, the sweatier my head is getting, and therefore it is time to leave you. So thank you so much, YOUVIMI, for sending me these wigs. I'll probably make a little video of me cutting and styling one of the fringes so that you can see how I do it. It's really important that you get to know your wigs and you get to understand how to style them, because it will just elevate your Lolita look just a little bit, just a pinch, just a tad. But anyway, let me know which wig you think suited me the most. I actually genuinely think it was the blonde wig, which is a massive shock. I didn't think that blonde was going to look good on me, but that one looks really nice on me. Anyway, if you are looking to buy a wig from YOUVIMI, please use my code PEARLYCUTE for 10% off. Any saving is a great saving. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and as always, thank you for liking, commenting and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Mwah!